I keep having to go further and further from the camera because I don't want to frighten anyone with my growing wrinkles. But anyway, I'm here to talk about the food combining diet. I've been doing it for a few days. I started feeling good, better, the first afternoon that I did this. I did it a few years ago, but somehow I don't know why I stopped doing it. Anyway, I want to talk about easy ways to do it because it looks complicated and it's really not. This is that printout, which you could get free online, which I posted the website somewhere. You could find it on my channel. Even this, although this is the best one I've ever found, it's not really conducive to talk about, to understand. So what you could do is make it into something you can understand. So I want to talk about a few ways you could do this. The thing I did first, because I like to try different experiments, is to put each group of food that I can eat together with a paper clip. So here's an example. Let me open this one. I have a G in front for grain, which is a carbohydrate, and I have a B card with that. I know that's beans, so I can eat beans with grain. They're both carbs. This is any other type of carb. It could be a potato. It could be bread. And here is a V for vegetable, and under that I wrote down that it's a starchy vegetable. Because you know that some vegetables, let's say artichoke for instance, are starchy, and others like green bean are very watery. So with carbs, since carbs are starchy, you could have watery vegetables. Oops. You can have watery vegetables, yes, and you can have starchy vegetables. Even I get mixed up with this. Now, according to the plan, the only time you can eat an avocado is with starchy vegetables. I suppose an avocado is starchy, and I guess the fat in it, doesn't matter. It's a natural fat. The body knows what to do with it. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of these little cards because I have other ways to learn this program. But it's interesting for the M. For melon, you're supposed to eat alone, so that's why there's nothing attached to it. Okay, you can also do games if you're trying to teach your family this plan, if you start to like it, or if there's children in the house. Remember that game, Go Fish? You can find some kind of seed catalog or magazine and cut out the pictures of the foods. Make it colorful, make it fun. And then you could tape them or glue them to little cards, colorful cards. And you could take these cards and put them face down, just like in the game of fish. You could spread them around, and each player takes a card and looks at it. And this one, for instance, are beans. And you ask them, what can you eat beans with? And if they get it right, then, they win something, whatever. However, Go Fish is played. Now, here's one that I like. I recycled this thing because it was totally blank and white and very good to paint or use in arts and crafts. So what I'm trying to display here is a pizza. So this is a pizza that I've decided is made with whole wheat flour. You see the color on it. And this other one I also painted. And this one is a lighter color. So that one represents coconut flour pizza crust. So the one made with whole wheat flour is starchy. a carb, and the pizza crust made with coconut flour is protein. Yes, coconut has protein. Need a close-up? This is just paint I had outside in the work area. All right, so with this, I'm using the cards also with the pictures of food. So let me put the camera down so I could show you what I mean. So we have the two pizzas here. Remember, the coconut flour crust and the whole wheat flour crust. So let's say somebody picks a card, and this one is the beans, and they have to figure out which pizza to put it on. So, do you put beans, which are starchy and a carb? Do you put it on the coconut flour pizza crust, which is a protein? Or do you put it on the starchy whole wheat flour pizza crust? Well, since beans are a carb and starchy, you put it on the whole wheat pizza crust. There. Let's try the next one. Carrots. Carrots are sweet, they're carbs, and that means they are a starchy vegetable. So where do you put it? You put it on the starchy carb pizza crust, which is the whole wheat flour pizza crust. Now here's something. These are bananas. So where would you put a banana? Nowhere. You don't eat fruit with starch and protein, so you put that to the side. Now we have something that didn't fit, so I folded it. Oops. These are beets. So which pizza crust would the beets go on? The starchy one or the protein one? We'd put it on the starchy one because beets are sweet. That means they're a carb. And that's where it would go. And you continue on with these, and here is a red exotic broccoli. Broccoli is a watery vegetable, so it can go on either one. You could eat watery vegetables with almost any of these food groups. Isn't that interesting? Because that's the healthiest thing to eat, vegetables. These are some kind of berry. Again, it's fruit, so we don't put fruit with protein or with starch. This is artichoke. Artichoke is a vegetable, but it's a starchy vegetable, so we'll put it with the starchy carb pizza crust, which is the whole wheat crust. Here are green beans, watery vegetable. It can go on either one because, like I said, you could have a watery vegetable with either group. You can always have a watery vegetable. Isn't that interesting? The thing we need the most, that is most beneficial, is easy to grow, is basically low cost compared to other things, and even on this plan, it's encouraged. So I don't want to go through all of these. I'm trying to. You probably might have better ideas than I do. But I just wanted to show you, if you tried this plan and you liked it, you could teach it to your family, and everything that you're not experienced with is hard in the beginning, and everything that you learn how to do, then it's easy, right? I mean, do brain surgeons worry before surgery? Oh, what am I going to do? Oh, it's so complicated. No, they know how to do it. They've studied for years, decades, and they've done it before, and it's easy. So everything's easy once you learn it. And remember that learning new things is so good for our brain, for our mind, uh, for our self-confidence, for our well-being. So think about it. I've been reading so many things about this diet that, you know, your body gets overloaded with too many combinations of food at the same time, and each food requires a different sort of enzyme to digest it, and the body gets burdened and it just takes too long digesting, or it doesn't digest at all and you get diarrhea. And then, you know, it just affects everything. You know, you don't smell good. I mean, you could take a shower and you still don't smell good, and you know, you have a bad taste in your mouth, and your body isn't doing repairs anymore because it's just constantly trying to digest things that we've made indigestible because of the way we're preparing them, or how we're, you know, eating all types of food plus too much food at the same time. So think about it. There's plenty of really good videos on YouTube about it. And most of these videos, it seems to me, are being taught by Seventh-day Adventists. And remember, we have our very own blue zone right here in the United States in Loma Linda, California, and they're the Seventh-day Adventists, and they are the longest lived in the United States, and not just, you know, sitting, existing, living. You know, they're still doing their careers. You have doctors practicing medicine after age 100, and they don't take any medications, and they're happy, and they're joyous. I mean, you know, they something has to be correct about this diet. And oh, I found something really fascinating. Uh, if anyone's thinking, well, this isn't the biblical way to eat, well, are you sure? What happened when Abraham was in the door of his tent in the heat of the day, just sitting there, you know, relaxing in the middle of the day, and he sees three figures approaching him? Now, according to the Bible, the way it seems, it was like it was a vision of the Almighty and two angels. You can have your own opinion about that. But so what happened? He told his wife Sarah, hurry up, we have guests. Need some meal and quickly make cakes, you know. So this is, you know, flatbread. So she quickly did that so they could have something to serve the guests. And in the meantime, he told several of his workers, you know, go get a calf and slaughter it and prepare it, and so we could serve them meat and also, you know, get some curds, you know, which is cheese. I don't know if it was goat cheese or probably from cow milk. So, but so look what happened. You know how long it could take to slaughter an animal and skin it and cut it up and prepare it and wash it and cook it. So it's like food combining. They had the bread first because it was made very quickly, and you could make bread in like 10 minutes, flatbread. And and then, you know, while they were visiting, the workers were preparing the calf. And so that might have taken, I think I did some research on it, what, 3 hours minimum? So they had their meal with food combinations separate. First they had the bread, the starch, and then came the cheese and the meat, which are protein. So even Abraham seems like he was doing food combining. How do you like that? All right, let me know what you think.